Welcome to part two. In part two, we're going to finish our project. So we're going to work on putting the detail on our cow. We're going to start with the face here. And it's actually really simple because all we have to make is a little, the mouth and the nose here. So we need a light tan color. We just need a little bit of it. Just a real small amount. And kind of balled it up in between my fingers. And then we're going to put it, so this is going to go, you want it about even with the back there. And I'm going to be switching to my finer needle, the 40 spiral, for some of this. And all we need to do is make kind of like a rounded square shape. I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to take my darker brown color, this one, and just take a little bit of that. We're going to make the underside of the mouth. So it's going to go, you want the bottom of this tan to be rounded, so I'm going to make that with the darker brown. So I kind of made like a half circle with that. Okay, now we're gonna take a little bit of black. And I roll it in between my fingers to get it nice and thin. And then we're going to put that right in between the tan and the brown. And then you need a little bit more. I'm going to roll it up in between my fingers, kind of make a ball with it. And then this will make the nostrils. So the nostrils are kind of teardrop shaped, but they are, they go more outwards. So I'm going to make one here to show you the shape. So it starts just off the midline of the nose. Just want to use a small amount. So it's kind of rounded at the bottom, and that should go up to a point. We're working with real small pieces here, so it's hard to get the detail exactly where you want it, but that's why you work slow. When you're working with real small pieces, you do one individual poke at a time. That one ended up a lot better, that side. I'm going to actually try to pull the other side up. I just grabbed the black with my needle and pulled up. Sometimes you make a little bit of a mess when you pull up, but you can fix it. So I pulled some of the tan up with it, so I'm just going to, this is a little trick to grab the fibers. Sometimes if there's fibers sticking up that you want to push down, you can't just felt them. I twirl my needle around them and then felt them down. So if you can see the shape of the nose there. So I'm going to redo the other side. There, one individual poke at a time. And that's about where I want it. It kind of looks like it's frowning right now. But when we add the other detail of the hair on this animal, that will help shape it more as well. All right, now that we have the nose done, we're going to start filling in the hair on the animal. And we're going to start with some of the darker pieces. We actually start at the bottom here and work our way up. So we're going to start with the darker sections. So where the leg is and a little bit up into the chest area, and then on right here in the animal, on this leg, all this will be a little bit darker. So to start off, I'm going to take some of our darker brown and I'm going to blend it with some black, and I'm going to put a little bit of our darker, or like a medium brown kind of color that we use for the body. I'm going to blend those three together, so I got a little bit of each color, and we're just going to blend those by hand. So to make the hair on the animal, to make it look like this, it's a really simple process. And you're just going to take real small pieces, and if they're too long, you can always fold them in half as well, but you just twist them, and you take the top and felt it down. So I'm just starting here by the leg, so felt it, and if you need to twist some more, and then we just lightly felt that down so it retains its shape, but it gives it that texture. So I twist it, felt one end down, and then felt along. And we're just going to do this and fill in both legs here. And you can do a little bit on like the belly portion here as well. You gotta twist. You don't want to felt them too much because you want it to stick out, and you should be able to feel the texture of those instead of just being flat surface. So I'm just going to continue and do this along about right here on the cow and up on the chest a little bit and down this leg. We're going to do it right here for now, and then we'll add on some more lighter colors. Okay, so I got my dark areas started here. And I'm actually going to add in just some dark spots here and there over the body, just to give it some dimension underneath. I'm just going to take a little bit of the darker wool that we blended and just lay some down. Just doing a light layer over what we already did for the base color. Gives it some texture when you add the lighter color. Okay, now we're going to take our lighter bronzy color here, and this is the color we'll be using for most of the rest of the animal. Now you don't want to necessarily cover every single inch of it with this color. You want to leave some gaps to let the darker color underneath show through, but you just want to do the same thing. So I'm twisting it, and then you're going to start at the bottom of the animal and work your way up. And these ones you can do a little bit longer. You just want to make sure you stay with how the animal is shaped. So you want to do some that come down this way, and they go down this way over the back of the animal, and then here on the chest it'll come down and into the leg and come down on this side. And then we'll do the face here at the end. So just focus on the body for now. We're going to go down like this, and this is going to take the longest out of any part of this so far. It's very time consuming making these small pieces. So take your time and pause the video, watch the technique a little bit, and then keep felting. And you can also skip ahead to see what it looks like if you want to make sure you're doing it, correctly. I'm just going to continue to add my pieces kind of all over the body here. Okay, so I have most of the body felted. So we just need to finish up around the face. For right kind of below the head here, you want this to be a little bit darker to give it that shadow and that your depth on the cow. So I'm going to take a little bit of our black and brown that we have mixed. I'm just going to add a little bit more here, just a little around here, and then I'll let it have a little bit go down into the chest here. Okay. I'm going to do some of our twisted fiber on the head, just a little bit, and you want to frame the face. So you want to take it, you want it to come from the middle here, kind of like hair, and go down around each side of the face. I'm going to cover up most of these pieces, but it's there just to have some of it come through. Okay, now we're going to go back to our regular color here. We'll do the same thing we've been doing, but we want to make sure we frame the face. And you do want to leave some of that darker brown color showing. But I'm just going to start at the right in the middle here and go down. You might want to use some longer fibers, or you can start down here like we were doing before and come down. But you want to leave a little bit here where there's kind of none of this bronze color. You know, as you're going, crisscross the fibers. You don't want them all to be laying in the same exact direction, because that's not natural. So you can cross over top of some of the other ones, make them go in, you know, slightly different directions, just so they're not all going the same exact way. And we'll just continue to frame the face. You also want some of these fibers that make up the hair to come down in the middle and go off to the side. And if you're getting too much of the same color, it's all looking blending together, you can always add a little bit of the darker color in again. Just a little bit. Okay, so once you're satisfied with this, you are all about done. If you need to add more white to the horns, these guys, I went back and I shortened them just a little bit. I just pulled up the wool and then filled it back in with the color that's supposed to be there. I get kind of nitpicky about, you know, how these things look sometimes. When I'm first designing, I use, you know, different pictures and whatnot of what I'm creating. So, you know, look up a picture of a Highland cow and, you know, that might help you a little bit get an idea of what it really looks like. And but that's about it. The colors are a little different on this one, but no two wool paintings are exactly alike. And if you have any questions at all, just comment on the video here. But that concludes part 2 of our Highland Cow felting tutorial. And you can find me also on Etsy. I have these kits available on Etsy. So thank you for watching today, and happy felting!